Good day, everyone. Yeah, I will be introducing to you cap and trade. We are happy about urbanization. We are happy with civilization, but it comes with a challenge because we need to produce energy, we need to use energy, and the energy that we are depending on is emitting high amounts of carbon, which has several negative effects. And the question we should ask ourselves is, what is the way forward? Should we shut down the institutions? Should we shut down the complaints, or should we what should we do? So the way forward now. So the way forward is to balance the high emitting energy sources with renewable energy sources. And this has to come with companies taking responsibilities. Companies being at the forefront of them transitioning from the high emitting machines, high emitting generating power to renewable energy source. And in order for us to put them in charge of this is why we are introducing the solution called cap and trade. This cap and trade is a blockchain power application that is helping companies to keep track of their carbon footprints that is generated in an automated manner and saving the record on blockchain. And if they are able to limit their emission, then they can trade the available cap with other emitting companies that could not meet up or that need to exceed their allocated carbon cap. So, and that is why we have cap and trade, which help us to trade carbon credits with ease, which empowers our sustainability goals, and also helping us on the path to sustainable world. So I'll be demonstrating the app now. This is the application, and now the company approved by the government, they come in here, they sign up, they put their company name, they put their email, and the verification process is actually done by the government. So after they have been able to sign up, for this verification process is just the conventional verification process that we are used to. They get the OTP, they get their documents, the complaint verify them, they certify them to be a certified emitter. And once they are here, their account is signed up, they see their allocated cap, they see the amount they can trade their cap if they have excess cap. And on the blockchain, once they come on the system, their record is created on the blockchain. And for this system, we are using Edera blockchain. So once they come to this Edera blockchain, it's open to everybody. It's not closed. It's not like a secret code. It's open to everybody. And even the company by themselves can come to this system and put in their account ID and check all the details, all the operation that is happening on the blockchain, and checking their own details, they will be able to see that their account has been created, and that is their account that has been created. So other things that can be done with the application is that on the application you can see the emission overview, you can see the total emissions, you can see the allocated quota, and on the emission overview you can see that, okay, this is the amount that has been allocated to me, this is the remaining amount, and you can trace your trend. Am I reducing my emission? Am I decreasing it? And this trend is by date, by per seconds, per minute, because we are simulating an automated emission carbon footprinting process. It's not like a conventional system where someone submits an Excel sheet. It's simulating a situation whereby an IoT power sensor is getting the carbon footprints and directing it to the system where the emitting companies can monitor their emission. You can see it is timestamp, and they can see per minute, they can see the amount of tons of carbons that they are emitting. Now we move to the market. This is where most companies will have much interest. They can see the market price of the carbon, meaning that if I'm able to save my carbon, that is how much I can make from it. They can see the available offers, they can see the open bids, and so on and so forth. They can see buying from the market, they can sell from the market, and in case they want to sell, maybe they have excess carbon, they can list their carbon for sale. That's okay, I have 120 tons of carbon for sale, and the amount I'm willing to sell it is 186 rand per ton. So 186 rand per ton times 180 tons that they have, then the company will really be aiming towards transitioning to sustainable energy, so that they can be able to make money from this market. And all this is being powered by a decentralized technology. Also, if they need more carbon, like they are not able to stay within their allocated quota, they can decide to put in the amount of carbon they need as a bid, and the system will prompt them to make payments. We are not using blockchain power payments because it's not all companies that might have cryptocurrency, and not having cryptocurrency might also limit them from making payment on the system. So we are using the one that is available to everybody, which is the card payment, but it is secure using the Stripe payment system that we are all familiar with. And once they have been able to make payment, they can confirm their bid. And if any company see the available bid and say, okay, I can sell to this person, the price is good for me, then they go ahead and do that. So, and in case you have a carbon cap and the system, you want the system to generate the highest cap that the highest amount that you can make, the system has a way of automatically generating for you the highest amount of cap that you can, the amount of cap that you can buy, giving you the greatest amount of gain. And that is what the system is doing for you. It generates the suggestion for you, and if you like the suggestion because it is the highest, then you can, in terms of how much you can make, that is, you can go ahead and make the payment. And once payment has been successful, all the transactions are being saved on the blockchain. You can see once the buyer has confirmed they have bought the quota, they can come here and check their transaction to be sure it is coming to the blockchain in a place where nobody can tamper with it, nobody can change it, and nobody can decide to change the record or anything. So meaning that we are integrating integrity, transparency into the carbon market. And now, in case the user want to sell, maybe they have excess quota, they can decide to sell. And once they sell, they can come again on the blockchain and check and make sure the transaction have performed is on the blockchain. They can see all their transaction being saved on the blockchain, their name, the amount they sells, the price they charge for the quota, and they can see everything on the blockchain. And the same thing, if they have a particular amount of cap and they don't know who to sell to, the system has a way of automatically generating the highest, the bid that will help them to gain the highest gain, And once the system suggests that, they can go ahead and make the payment, and the transaction is also going to the blockchain. And transaction is also going to the blockchain. After which, in case they look through the market, some of these are other features that the app also have. In case they look through the market and there's no quota that is good for them, they can decide to escalate it to the government, since it is government that is in charge of setting cap and allocating cap to the companies. So they can decide to escalate their issue to the government and say, oh, I need more than enough, and they can submit to the government, and the government will see. And though the government will monitor the market, but in case there's a need for them to, in case there's something special for them to attend to, then we can also submit that query to them. And this is the profile of the company, where they see their name, they see their email, they see the bid, they see the offers they have submitted, they see the bids they have also submitted. And in case nobody has purchased the bid, they can decide to delete it if they still want to retain the carbon quota, as long as nobody has decided to purchase the bid or purchase the offer or sell to the bid. And the company can edit their profile, as the case may be. They can edit their profile and they can see all other information. So after they have been able to do all the operations, they can come back to their dashboard and see what is going on. So with this, the companies will definitely be interested in transitioning to renewable energy that will save our environment, and at the same time, through a rewarding way for them to be able to promote a sustainable future.
The question that I want to raise is, why is it managed by the government if it is decentralized? And then the other question is, where does the rewarding money come from?
Where does the rewarding money come from?
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for that question. When I say it's decentralized and also managed by the government, someone has to set how the market will operate. Someone has to say, because the aim is to reach net zero carbon emission, we want to set, this is the highest amount of carbon quota that we can emit for this month. So they distribute that amount of carbon quota across all the available complaints. So, and that's why it is controlled by them. Someone has to set the carbon quota, and someone has to distribute it across. But the place of decentralization is that we want a record that should not be tampered with. And that is where blockchain is coming in, whereby someone will not just go and submit Excel document and say this is my emission, and is tampering with it, is doctoring it. That is what we don't want, because that is a centralized technology. So the reason why we are bringing blockchain is to make sure that if we say we are getting, because there's no point you are emitting more than what you say you are emitting, it will still come back on us as the ecosystem when the effect bounce back. So it's better we have a record we can trust. Okay, this is the amount we say we are emitting, and this is actually what we are emitting. So that is the place of blockchain. But someone has to be in charge to set, this is the quota we must emit, and this is the amount we must not emit. So the reward system. So once you have set the quota, it means that if you are using a renewable energy source, then you can stay below your quota. But if you decide not to use renewable energy source, then you will definitely use above your quota. So it's now become an advantage to you if you can stay below your quota to trade, to sell the excess quota that you have with someone that decides not to transition and make money from there. So that is where the reward comes.
My name is Bonolo Moraka, and I am a computer sciences and informatics student at the University of Johannesburg. And the application that I was showcasing was Trazfile, which users can send files with end-to-end encryption to their recipients, and then they can also set their custom encryption key on the file. So this is for everyone who values privacy, who values security, and they can use that to ensure that the files that they send are only are only accessed rather by the people whom they send to, instead of files being accessed by people that they were not meant for.
Good day, everyone. My name is Lungile Vilagazi, and I'm here with my respectful colleague, Newton Mdileni. I am so excited today to introduce to you Textile Trace. So, Textile Trace is basically a South African evolving platform whereby we're revolutionizing the textile industry. So, our core is basically to utilize the blockchain technology. How so? Right now, we're basically trying to ensure that the seamless transaction between the buyer and the seller with blockchain. What excites me more about blockchain is the fact that it's so secure, trustworthy, the seamless transactions, as well as the borderless transactions that occur within it is one thing that excites me so much about it. And that's why we actually embarked on this journey with blockchain technology. So, how are we utilizing blockchain is one question that you all have in mind at the moment. That is through barcodes and QR and TFI and RFID tags, excuse me. So, barcode is when we're going to ensure that every material is going to be tracked and traced from the supplier until the end user with a barcode embedded on it, whereby you can scan it. As soon as you scan it, every information is shared, and as soon as every information is shared, we're also sharing quality measures. Because we're dealing with textile and materials, most people want a tangible feel to it. However, the blockchain part and element of it is utilizing the barcode. Then now, we're gonna move on to the buyer. I, for example, can be a buyer within the Textile Trace because I require certain material. I will then order, of course, enter in the app and utilize the login details